Welcome everyone. Today we have another new episode, and this episode is actually based on IoT. At present world, for smart city projects as well as many of the interesting things, IoT is a very important things, and we can discuss on that particular point. IoT study group, IoT and its application include smart cities and communities. For a smart city, we need to create research and emerging technologies, including terminology and definitions. Beside that, we need IoT, Internet of Things, responsible for international standard to enable the coordinated development of IoT technologies, including M2M communications and quota sensor network. We need when we go for the smart cities and communities, that time we need IoT and research and developments, and from there we can create visible contact point on IoT, as well as we can do the coordination across ITU, as well as we can do cooperations with external bodies working in the field of IoT and SSC. So research and emerging technologies, including terminology and definitions. We need common technology for IoT, as well as we need consideration on the end user adaptation on IoT, as well as we have to go for the research and emerging technology related to IoT and SCNC, Internet of Things. We can do general requirements and capabilities of IoT application service. We can go for the framework and functional architectures of IoT to support network and gateway. We can develop specific IoT service covering transportation safety service, e-health service, and so on. We can develop IoT-based smart greenhouse, smart farming, smart manufacturing, big data issues, as well as we can go for security, trust, and privacy protection in IoT. Smart cities and communities need a related ecosystem. We can develop different applications and services, as well as we can do the standard that are directly related to SCNC with focus: urban planning, water, mobility, logistics, healthcare, e-governance, education, transport, energy, open data, temporals modeling, and integrated sensing and management for the smart sustainable city. So six recommendation we can approve: a requirement of network for the Internet of Things. We can go for the framework for consideration devices network in the IoT environment. We can develop functional framework of web of objective. We can go for adaptive software framework for IoT devices. We can do requirement of smartphone as think not for IoT application and service. We can focus on common requirement and capabilities. Besides that, we can develop platform interoperability for smart cities. And when we can do use case of use a different kind of network. We can develop sustainable smart cities. We can develop sustainable cities. We can go for the intelligent sustainable buildings and different kind of initiative. So there are a lot of inter IoT related things. The IoT can play a very good role around the world, and it can play a major roles around the cities. And in every aspect, let's say our mobile data, mobile phones, and as well as our different kind of initiative for the smart city also important. So what we can do, there is a big data, there is a industrial IoT, there is a augmented reality, there is a integrated management for SSC, there are smart services, there are connection with the vehicles, we have robot and artificial intelligence, we have lot of peoples and a lot of information which is relevant to that. So what type of publications, event, as well as projects on IoT and smart city requires? A flip book on unleashness, the potentials of the IoT, flip book on the shipping smart and the more sustainable cities striving for sustainable development goal, as well as we can go for a Mintoving declaration toward habit yields, and we can develop a different kind of sustainable cities. But 11 sustainable cities and communities developing in Dubai, Singapore, Valencia, Buenos Aires, Montevideos, Manzels, and many more. Beside that, in Malaysia, there are a lot of things. So United for Smart Cities is a new initiative of the United Nations. So U4SSC is a global platform for the smart city stakeholders which advocate for the public policy to encourage the use of ICT to the facility that transportations to the smart cities things. There is a co-chairman, as well as we have different kind of framework like urban planning, policy standard regulations, key performance indicator, smart living, smart mobility, smart environment, as well as we can go for smart governance, smart peoples, and the smart economy, which is helps to enhance innovation and participations. On the other hand, smart living, smart mobility, and smart environment create connecting city and communities. And WG1 actually urban planning policy and the key performance indicator create the setting the framework. So this is some of the specific companies and the organizations. There are many companies around the world. They are adopting with the IoT, and they are doing different kind of internet related things. So we can focus on that particular point. So beside that, there are many different kind of agenda and recommendations. Let's say requirement of the network for the IoT, framework for the constellation of the devices for IoT, functional framework for the web objective, adaptive software framework for IoT device, requirement for smartphone, common requirement and the capabilities, and the many things. These are recommendations from the global platform. So if we want to focus on the IoT and other things, we can do coordinate the activities of IoT and SSC to provide a visible contact point of IoT. We can go for different kind of external bodies. We can maintain different kind of activities, as well as we can understand the what is actually smart city. Smart city projects right now is a very popular things, and many of the people actually following this smart city concept. So smart city concept actually help us to grow the business in a different way, and we have to grow this business in an effective way. So so the for the smart city things, a smart sustainable city is an innovation city that user informations and communication technology and other means to improve quality of life, efficiency of urban operations and services, competitiveness, while ensuring that it meets the need of present and future generation with respect to economic, social, environmental, as well as cultural aspect. So KPI, key performance indicator project for smart cities to reach sustainable development goals. Dubai, Valencia, and Singapore following this point. For economy, they develop ICT infrastructures and access uses. They focus on innovations. They focus on employment, trade, productivity, physical infrastructure, and public sector. For an environment, they are developing air quality, water, noise, environment, tell quality, biodiversity and energy. Society and cultural perspective, they develop education, health, safety, housing, culture, and social inclusion. So publications on IoT and smart cities. Flipbook present a compendiums of the first set of IoT international standard for IoT and providing resource to create a value for standard expert interest in contributing. So on the other hand, the compendiums of technical reports and specification details, policy and technical consideration relevant to the development of SSC. So event of IoT and smart city, we can develop forum of IoT. We can develop power smart sustainable cities with the IoT. We can develop IoT in the smart sustainable cities. You can join UNICEF. You can join different kind of forums which will help you to understand the IoT in an effective way. Beside that, one point is very important, that if we want to develop a different kind of IoT, and this point, at that time we have to understand that how IoT actually work, what type of things we can provide in the IoT, and how actually IoT and smart city projects actually work. So if we want to understand the smart city things and smart city projects and other things, uh, 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 so we can follow this point in an effective way. So let's say, according to Business Insider, what is smart city? Smart cities use IoT use IoT devices such as connected sensor, light, meter to collect and analyze data. The city then use this data to improve infrastructure, public utilities, and service and more. So smart city, smart architecture and infrastructure. Building managers throughout the world are more frequently looking to incorporate IoT devices and solution into infrastructure in order to reduce cost and improve the quality of building. A recent survey from a Dynatree network found that almost 60% of the building managers in USA are familiar with the IoT, and 43% believe the IoT would shape how they operate their building on the next 2 or 3 years. One area with massive potential for improvement is in lighting, as building manager could switch to LED bulb in order to save money and energy. So we have to be more focused on smart city projects. We have to be more specific on the smart city projects, and we can cover up these things with the Amsterdam example is just one of many, particularly in Europe, which is leading the world in smart city development. The EU has been proactive in encouraging its members nations to develop a smart city, and European Commission has allocated 365 million euros for this purpose. So London also announced earlier this year that it could begin test on the smart parking project that would allow driver to quickly locate parking space and remove the need for lengthy search for an open spot. This in turns would elevate urban traffic congestions. The UK capital also plan test electric cars and bike sharing program. The future of IoT. The potential of a smart city is nearly limited, and the growth of the city should only accelerate in the coming year. But this is not the only area that the IoT will profoundly change in near future. So at present, all of the developing nations, we can do more focus on data science. We can do focus on IoT, Internet of Things. We can be more encouraged with AI, artificial intelligence. And these are the way that we can develop our different things. And annual smart cities investment every years actually is increasing. Every year, this smart city projects and this kind of investment in improving. So so this is the things actually, how smart city projects actually move from one place to another, how smart city projects actually play a very good roles in an effective way. And most important thing is that smart city is ultimately way of developments, how you can encourage people, how you can connect all of the people, how you can manage the data. Even the COVID period, data is very important. Everywhere where you move, you go for your office, you go to your universities, you go for hospitals, you go for shoppings, you go for everywhere, you need to organization need to collect your data. So if they have available data and informations, if they can connect with a lot of data and information, that time they can actually measure different kind of things. And if they can measure this kind of things in an effective way, and if they can understand the data in a professional way, that time they can measure it and they can take some good initiative. And this is ultimately the objective of the smart city projects. So at present situations, every organization, they need to be more initiative on IoT, and they can take a lot of initiative for data science, artificial intelligence, and by this way they can integrate it with different kind of things. So thank you everyone for joining to these sessions. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.